What's going on, everyone? Thanks for joining us today. So today we're going to get into our preview show for round number 5 at Southwick. So going into round number 5, we just had an off week, and there's quite a few things to talk about. We're going to talk about Colt Nichols leaving beta. We're going to tell you guys why I think Jett's going to go from 3rd to 1st in the points this weekend. And then also we're going to talk about why Max Anstie might be better than Deegan this week, as well as some other things. So let's get into it. Alright, first things first, we got to talk about Colt Nichols leaving beta. So if you guys don't already know or have not seen, Colt Nichols and Beta both announced that they are mutually parting ways and Colt will be leaving the team. Originally, Colt had signed a multi-year deal with the new factory team, and now he's parting ways midway through his first season. Now, obviously, we did see Colt struggle a bit on the bike during Supercross. He had some injuries and he wasn't able to compete in many races, and in some of the races that he did compete, he did not do very well. Add on to that the fact that the team is not really going racing outdoors, and I think Colt is possibly frustrated that he's not getting in there and chasing down those SMX points. There's probably just some mutual frustration between the both of them, and I think that's why they probably decided to mutually part ways. I feel like Colt could be having some PTSD from last season when he rode for Factory Honda in the Supercross season, and then he had to go out and buy his own bike essentially to finish the last couple of motocross rounds to get enough points to qualify for the SMX series. If you take a look at the SMX points right now, he's already well outside the top 20, all the way back in 24th, 17 points back, and I'm sure that he was eager to get out there racing in the motocross series to try to get back up inside that top 20 and qualify directly into the SMX main events. So it sounds like with Colt leaving beta effective immediately, he could be potentially lining up in as soon as 2 weeks in Millville, and the speculation right now is that he'd be lining up on an HEP Suzuki. Now, it is hard to say exactly what's going to happen, but as of right now, that's the word on the street. And if that does end up happening, look for Colt to push hard to try to earn those SMX points. Next up, I want to talk about Jett Lawrence and why I think he could probably take over the points lead this weekend. So if you look at the point spread, it's pretty tight at the top. Jett is only 8 points behind Hunter and only 2 points behind Chase. Jett rode exceptionally well at Southwick last year, and if he does that again and he's able to go 1-1, then literally the only way he would not get the points lead is if Hunter finishes 2-2 right behind him, and even then he would only be 2 points behind him. So I'm not here to say that Hunter can't go 2-2, but what I am saying is there's a reasonably good chance that Jett could go 1-1, and if Chase gets second in one of the motos, which is also reasonably likely, then that would give Jett the points lead. Also, I just want to let you guys know we are running a giveaway right now, so stick around for the end of the video to see what that's all about. Next up, I want to talk about Ty Masterpool. So Ty is obviously off to a pretty great start to his season. He's got a really cool story. He's a last-minute fill-in ride for the Pro Circuit team, and so far he's the only person that's managed to beat Deegan for an overall win. With that momentum and an off week to help test the bike and get more dialed in on that 250 that he just switched to at the last second, I'm looking to him to have a pretty good weekend this weekend, but I am tempering my expectations just a bit. He didn't do exceptionally well at Southwick last year on the 450. He still did okay, and that's not to say that he can't do good this weekend, but I'm just tempering my expectations with the sand. I feel like a top 5 would be a really good result for him, but I really wouldn't be surprised to see him come out there and get on the podium or even contend for those moto wins again. A lot of people are saying that he deserves a factory ride, which I do think he probably does, but I think what's really going to decide that is how he does in Super Motocross. And I think the key to doing well in Super Motocross is that he stays on that Pro Circuit team for the rest of the season. Now, the good news is that he's already inside the top 20 in Super Motocross points with the points he's accumulated thus far in the Motocross series, so I look for him to continue to move up the standings. And if he keeps doing so well, I don't see Mitch getting rid of him for Super Motocross. So if he can stay on that team and do well in Super Motocross, then you might just see him on that factory ride in Supercross next season. Last thing we got to talk about is going to be the other big news that we got recently, which is Max Anstie did sign with Star Racing Yamaha, so he'll be joining the squad in 2025 along the likes of Deegan, Michael Mosiman, Pierce Brown, Daxton Bennick, and maybe even Enzo Lopes and Nate Thrasher. We'll have to see exactly how that shakes out. But thankfully, we don't have to wait for 2025 to see him on that bike. He'll be racing with us this weekend in Southwick. So pretty exciting, nothing quite like the instant gratification of hearing some cool news like Max Anstie's going to Star Racing and then he's at the next race on a Star Yamaha. Now, Star Racing did go to Southwick and they were testing, and it sounds like Max was really fast, even potentially faster than Deegan by quite a bit on the lap times. And I do legitimately think that Max could be a threat for the moto wins this weekend. If we look back at Hayden's results at Southwick last year, he didn't do exceptionally well. He got a 4th and a 10th place finish for 6th overall, but I think it's pretty hard to use Hayden's results from last year as he's a completely different racer this year. I do think there is some legitimacy though to him struggling at Southwick, as I think that is part of the reason that the whole team went there to figure that track out. Now Southwick is a very unique sandy track, so any rider would benefit from a private practice at the facility. That's not to say that it was catered specifically for Hayden, but Hayden is your points leader, and he is the star of Star Racing Yamaha. I do think it was probably extremely advantageous for them to go there and ride the track, and also for him to basically get smoked by Max on the lap times and just see what is really possible on the track, and I'm sure that he'll have it figured out at least a lot more come this weekend. I wouldn't be surprised at all to see Hayden go 1-1, but I definitely think that guys like Tom Vial need to strike now, especially at Southwick, where he did do well last year, to try to get some sort of advantage on Hayden Deegan, because if not, this championship's basically going to be over. It's really hard to say how the 250 class is going to stack up this weekend with Tom Vial riding well in the sand, and the awakening of Chance Hymas, as well as Hayden potentially struggling in the sand, but not for sure, and now the addition of Max Anstie. Really hard to say how this could shape up. Even Masterpool could get in there with momentum on his side, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. I'm really excited to see the 250 class. Hopefully somebody can give Jett Lawrence a race in the 450 class, but I do think it's unlikely. He'll probably be able to go 1-1. Definitely let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. What is your predictions? Where do you think Max Anstie is going to fit into this whole equation? And do you think Masterpool will pick up where he left off last weekend, or will he be outside the top 5? Now I'm going to go ahead and drop that giveaway information right here in the video for you guys. What's up everyone? We're giving away a brand new Fly Formula helmet. I personally use this helmet and I love it. It's super safe. It's got lots of cool features, like the little bendy visor that also breaks away really well. It also has the Rheon technology that is very good at absorbing energy when you crash. It's easy and free to enter. If you're viewing on Instagram, just click the link in the bio. And if you're viewing on YouTube, click the link in the description. Everything is pretty straightforward. And we're going to be running this giveaway all the way till the end of Pro Motocross. After the season finale in Ironman, we'll draw one lucky winner. So enter now before it's too late. If you guys made it this far in the video, I really appreciate you sticking around for the whole thing. It means a lot. Thank you guys for all the support on the channel, and I'll see you in the next video.